Hey friends, and welcome back to the channel. I know, I look a bit differently today, but yesterday we were shooting this really cool commercial for Artlist that I really can't wait to show you. But today I have prepared a really cool breakdown for you for a video for DJI that I did a couple of months ago. So let's dive into this one. So a couple of months ago, I was approached by DJI Enterprise to quote them for a full-service production of a short branded documentary outlining the benefits of multispectral data capture in the winemaking industry. I know, that sounds pretty complex, but it's not. Let me explain. First of all, I know that for some of you it may come as a big surprise how someone with a rather small following online is suddenly attracting brands like DJI and Artlist, but this really happens by establishing a long-term relationship with brands and actually reaching out to them first with an irresistible offer. I am planning to make an in-depth video about this and would love to hear what questions you have regarding pitching, and that's why I'm even working on developing some really cool pitch and treatment templates, so stay tuned for that. But meanwhile, leave your questions below and I'll cover them in a future video. Now, at first, when I got the brief from DJI, I felt overwhelmed by all of this new information, given that this was a production for the enterprise side of DJI drones and not the consumer ones that are used for filmmaking. And I did learn a lot of new things about multispectral data capture and how beneficial that actually is to so many industries. My first task as an executive producer was to gather a team, budget the whole project, and make an offer to the client. Because they didn't only reach out to me, but to a couple of other film production companies. And while this always adds to the tension, as a producer you must be ready for some competition. The project was happening in Los Angeles, and at that time I was busy with other projects here in Europe, so the initial challenge for me was, okay, I can't really be on set. I need to hire a crew that I trust completely, as my reputation with DJI depends on this. Added to this already huge pressure was that I only had a couple of days to do that, and then a couple of more to completely wrap pre-production, as the shoot date was 1 week away after the initial contact with the client. Fun times, right? By the way, if this is interesting to you and you aren't subscribed to the channel yet, please consider pressing the button below and supporting me in making more content like this for you. Anyways, I texted my friend Ryan Cowell, whom I met on a branded trip earlier that year, as he's a DP based in LA, and I knew with his experience he'd be the perfect pick for this project. Ryan has a great network of other crew members he had already worked with in California, so while he was busy soft calling them, me and my team at Untold were arranging the post-production aspect already, as that was going to be covered here in Europe, and with this tight of a deadline, we had to move pretty fast and be ready to edit right after principal photography ends. While everyone was trying to plan everything ahead, I received an email back from DJI telling me that they want to work with me and my film production company for this project, so we had a green light, which meant, okay, it's go time. On the day of production, there were a few problems that required immediate solutions. I was awake from midnight until 5 a.m. in the morning, communicating with the producer on set, Kylie, and the clients to make sure that everything is going smoothly. In his breakdown video, by the way, Ryan did a detailed job of pointing out situations that he had to solve from a cinematographer's perspective, given the short amount of time, so you can check that video below. Overall, we were happy with the visuals, and mostly that we managed to infuse a bit more of a story-driven feel to the video, and get away from the rather corporate look some of the previous case studies from DJI embodied. But the tough part was going to be to edit all of that footage in a way that tells a story and seamlessly integrates the product while following the client brief and of course our own creative expertise. Now, as you know, when it comes to presenting the audience with a feeling and influencing them, it always comes down to music. And you might be thinking, yeah, there are so many places out there to find music from nowadays, but let me stop you here. When it comes to branded projects, music licensing plays a huge role. And if you want to be a successful producer or, running a film production company, you should be thinking 10 steps ahead. Artists are generously sponsoring today's video, and it is their music that we used in the video for DJI. As you know, DJI is a huge brand, and other licensing platforms could cost you tens of thousands of dollars, but Artist has you covered, which is such a relief, honestly. Our client also made a remark of how much they loved the music in this one, so, I mean, that's a bonus. And not only that, but because of the lack of time, we couldn't actually capture the whole list of B-roll shots, so some of the frames you see in the video are actually stock footage. Yeah. Artist really did save us in this one, and everything was so seamless that no one even knew. So if you have been on the verge of signing up for Artist in the new year, let me save you some time and tell you that you really won't regret it. There are tons of tools on there like music, sound effects, editing templates. So if this sounds fun, you can use my link below and you'll get 2 free months added to your annual subscription. Post-production went really smooth. I had 2 editors working on the video itself and a sound designer to mix the track and add some Foley. And Ryan, our DP, ended up covering the video itself. The whole video turned out, I think, about 6 minutes. I'll link it below in case you're interested to watch it. And after some small revisions, DJI loved the final video, and for me that was, another learning experience and a testament that the difference between a good and a great filmmaker is that the latter knows her tools and utilizes them to her advantage. Being able to find solutions to every challenge is what will make you stand out. Think of it that way. Every next project is a new challenge, a next level in this video game, and the smarter you go about solving it, the more professional you look in the eyes of your clients. And they will want to work with you again if they enjoyed the experience. Well, that's it for today, my friends. I do hope that you enjoyed it. It was definitely a fun one to make because, after some time has passed, it's interesting, to go back to a project and kind of observe it from a bit of a different perspective and see, what you learned, what you change for, the next time. So I hope you learned something. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really helps me, and I'll be looking forward to answering all of your comments. Check out the links below, and yeah, I'll see you next week. Peace.